some other stuff.
You mean you're not just buying the Mary's crackers? Aren't there Mary's crackers that are like made from seeds?
They are maybe, but these are Mary's crackers made from seeds.
Yeah, these are your Mary's crackers made from seeds. Way better.
And be
Way
making
better.
cream cheese tomorrow.
Amazing. Amazing. All right. We're here. We're ready. So good to see you guys again. Thank you for hopping on. We're going to quickly go through some slides in this second training session, and then we're going to do the training session, and then we're going to talk a little bit more about potentially next steps if you guys want to keep on training and learning your kettlebell skills. So let me hop into the slides. Do you guys, before we start on that, do you guys like, do you feel okay? Are you sore? How are your bodies feeling? Feel free to unmute and just let me know kind of how things are feeling in your body, because I know a lot of you guys have been doing your homework. Keeping up.
My hammies are really tired, but
Yeah.
they'll be fine.
Okay. Hamstrings are sore. Tanya, how
Good.
about you?
I'm
I'm doing
sore.
okay.
Tatiana, you're okay?
Yeah, not sore. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Not sore. Let's change that today. No, I'm just kidding. No, we don't always need to chase soreness. Like it's okay, it's good feedback for us, but if we're not sore, that doesn't necessarily mean anything either. Anybody else?
I'm sore.
Yeah. Where? Legs, arms,
Legs and back.
legs and back. Where in your back?
Like the sides.
Yeah, like lower back or
Yeah.
upper? Yeah,
Look.
lower back.
Yeah.
Kind of on like the side of your spine.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to incorporate some stretches in there that, hopefully will feel good. But, the kettlebell swing is working your lower back muscles too. So that's definitely expected. We're going to get stronger in those lower back muscles. As long as you don't feel sharp shooting pains, we don't want that. But some like muscle soreness is
Yeah.
expected. All right. Hi, Rosie. Welcome. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into our slides. I have to remember, I have to share the screen, and then we'll get that. Here we go. Okay, we're back with our second training session for the Kettlebell Foundations Challenge. We're learning, practicing, and improving kettlebell swings so that we can be consistent with our training. As you guys know, a little bit about me, I've been a personal trainer for, I guess, a decade. That's crazy. Working with kettlebells for most of that time. I have many kettlebell certifications. I live in Clovis, California. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and I changed my fun fact. I worked for a couple years literally at a zoo. So I got a lot of random zoo information in my head. That was quite an interesting job. All right, so a little bit of like tech housekeeping. If you're in the WhatsApp group chat, hooray, it's been very active, super fun to see you guys submitting your homework. I love watching swings and giving you guys feedback. It like literally is one of my favorite things. When my clients like send feedback, hey, watch this squat, watch this press, tell me what you think. It makes my day. So keep doing that. Let's see, in our training sessions, and when you're watching back the videos, if you have a laptop that you can use, bigger is better, plug into a monitor, all of that, just so you can like see what's going on better. When you're in a training session or when you're submitting a video to me, a profile view for me to see you is best. And to be able to see your whole body, like the kettlebell on the ground, your feet all the way up to the top of your head. That's going to give me the best vantage point to give you some feedback. We're practicing daily in this challenge and we're having fun. That's the whole point. We want to have fun. We want to make this enjoyable so that we can keep doing it and it doesn't feel like a chore. There are 6 foundational kettlebell movements: the swing, the Turkish get up, the clean, the squat, the overhead press, and the snatch. For this challenge, we're just focusing on the swing. and you guys are doing a great job. There's a lot to the swing, as you know. And so we're just kind of moving through each position, trying to get the timing down, trying to get the breath down, and you guys are doing awesome. All right, so beyond the swing, if you want to keep learning, practicing, and improving all of the foundational movements, we're going to be talking about that later today. I'm going to invite you to join my 6-week training program. And whether or not you move on to that, totally optional. I think you're going to get a great amount of information just from the challenge that you can keep using forever. All right, so our calendar today, we're at March 4th. You're in the live training session or you're watching the recording. And then after this, we just have one more day of submitting homework and getting feedback on your swing. We're almost there. We almost made it. It's gone by super fast. Okay, so with that, I'm going to hop out of this presentation. We're going to practice and improve our kettlebell swing together. And then I'm going to go back to the slides and we can kind of wrap everything up and give you the 411 on what's next. Okay, so I'm going to pin my screen. Hopefully you guys can see me full size. We're going to come down to the floor. I'm honestly not usually in my gym at this time of day, so this is like a tremendous amount of light coming through here. So I might change the view. I don't know. I'm like against a wall. We're just going to do the best that we can. We're going to do the best we can. Okay, so grab your kettlebell, maybe a mat for your knees. We're going to warm up. As people come in, I might have to hop up periodically and hit the button. Stephanie, I should have made you a administrator so you could do that, but it's too late. Okay, so come on down to the floor. We're going to move through cat and cow and get your spine moving in all the directions. So go ahead and stack your shoulders over your hands, your hips over your knees. If you guys want to be on camera, make sure you give me a profile view. If you don't want to be on camera, I completely understand. Do you? You can still follow along. Go ahead and exhale up, chin to your chest, belly button to your spine, and you want to round up like a Halloween cat, very angry indeed. And then you want to take an inhale breath as you drop your stomach and lift your gaze. Eyes up, move slowly, try to connect your breath to your movement. Let's round up again, cat position, and then come on down to cow. Inhale breath. Exhale up one more time. And inhale. All right, let's thread the needle. We're going to take our right arm. We're going to reach it up. Inhale breath. And then we're going to reach through all the way. Try to push your right arm, your shoulder, the back of your hand into the floor and just hold it there. If you can't reach the floor, that's okay. Just do the best that you can. And then let's do it again on the right side. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale, reach through. Hold it for a few seconds, and then we'll switch sides. Right hand is going to be on the floor. Left arm is going to reach up. Inhale, breath, and then exhale, reach through. And again, inhale, stretch up. Exhale, reach through. All right, let's come onto our back. I want you to kind of hug your knees up towards your chest. And actually, while you're doing that, I'm gonna bring the little timer and stuff like that that I usually use onto the screen. I'll go ahead and hit play on that. Okay, so you're just on your back. You're just hugging your knees up to your chest. Oh. And then you're gonna roll yourself side to side. And this is gonna massage your lower back muscles a little bit. We'll just go back and forth, no rush. Take about 20 more seconds here. And then let's bring our knees over to the right. all the way down if you can. Right hand on top of your legs, left arm maybe stretching it out to the side. Look over at those left fingertips if you like. Little twist. And then we'll bring our legs back to center and then over to the left. Left hand on top of your legs, right arm reaches out to the side. Maybe turn your gaze over to your right fingertips and breathe. I heard hamstrings might be a bit sore, so on your back, bend your knees, and then we're gonna straighten our right leg and then maybe just kick it up towards the ceiling. Be gentle at first. It might hurt a little bit, but let's get about 10 kicks. Hopefully you guys can't tell that I'm wearing Christmas socks. A little bit out of season. No judgment if you're also wearing Christmas socks. All right, so now we're gonna switch legs. Right knee's gonna be bent, left leg's gonna be straight. Start gently, and then each kick thereafter, maybe you can kick a little bit further, getting into that stretch on your left hamstring. Maybe 2 or 3 more. Okay, now we're gonna bend our knees. Heels are underneath your knees, palms are flat to the floor. Your head and your shoulders are resting against the floor. Now we're going to go back to killing your hamstrings. We're going to bridge our hips up, squeeze your butt cheeks nice and tight together. You should feel your backside and where your hamstrings attach to your glute muscle. And we're going to hold it here for another 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go down and up into a bridge, and then inhale back to the floor. Exhale up, inhale down. We talked about core bracing in the first training session. Today, we're going to talk a lot about your breath, when to breathe. We talked about it a little bit in the first training, but now that's going to be a large part of our focus today is where to breathe and how to breathe in our kettlebell swing. All right, that's enough bridges. Go ahead and roll yourself back up onto all fours, and we're gonna do a plank. So our hands are gonna be shoulder distance apart. We're gonna be spreading our fingers out, gripping the floor with our fingers, with our hands. And then let's step back into a plank position. We're gonna go feet together. And we're really just going to focus on squeezing all the muscles that we can here, our triceps, our glutes. We're squeezing our legs together. Think inner thighs, your knees, your ankles, your legs are all zipped up. Your abs are engaged. You're pushing the floor away. And you have a little bit of energetic tension between your toes and your hands, kind of pulling them towards each other without actually moving your hands and your toes. And rest. Okay, we did a plank on the floor. Now I want you to stand up and I want you to do a plank standing up. So feet are about hip distance apart, arms are out in front of you. So a horizontal plank on the ground has now turned into a vertical plank standing up. And this is also the top of our kettlebell swing. Now I want you to pack your shoulders down and away from your ears. I want you to get really tight through your butt cheeks, squeeze them, tight through your quads, and then brace your core. Brace yourself like someone's gonna come up and just punch you right in the gut. And you're like, oh boy, I'm braced for it, but I can still breathe. That's how I want you. Great job, you guys. Looking really good. Go ahead and shake it out and rest. Just creating that tension, standing there in that vertical plank, it should make your muscles kind of sore. And now you want to shake them out just a bit. Okay, we're going to go back to that split squat, that isometric split squat that we did in the first training session. So let's come down with your left knee on the floor. Your right leg is forward. We're going to really scoop and tuck your left hip under. So you're squeezing that left glute and you have a nice stretch You're squeezing so much and tucking your hip under so much that you have a stretch going on the front of your left hip flexor. Let's go, hands at your hips, and let's come on up. We're gonna hold it here. So our back knee is hovering over the floor. Our chest is up. Nice job, you guys. If we're folding forward, that means that we're trying to disperse some of what we should, the weight in our legs. We're kind of bringing it into our hip and back. So I want you to stay nice and tall through that torso and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. We held it for 30 seconds. That was my goal. You guys did awesome. Now shake it out, rest those legs, and then we're going to go on the other side. So right knee down, left leg forward. We're going to tuck our back toes under. So right toes under. We're going to squeeze through our right glute. Squeeze it so that we have a stretch on the front of our right hip. Let's start in 3, 2, 1. We're going to hover and hold. I love this exercise to wake up our legs. This is going to make us stronger. Our legs are the primary muscles that are powering our kettlebell swing. Our quads, our glutes, our hamstrings, our back to a certain extent, our core. So our leg strength is super important, and kettlebell swings help us create stronger legs and more powerful legs. And rest. I think it's well known that we lose muscle as we get older. We also lose power. And so developing power is super important, and a kettlebell swing helps us with that. Okay, let's grab our kettlebell and let's warm up. Continue to warm up. We're going to do a suitcase deadlift and we're going to march. This is going to help us kind of fire up our core, turn on our abs. If you guys have any questions, make sure you just unmute and go ahead and ask. Okay, so our kettlebell is going to be to the right of our right foot. I'm using a 35. I'm probably going to use my 35-pound kettlebell for everything today. So go ahead, if you have like a heavier kettlebell and a lighter kettlebell, go ahead and use your heavier kettlebell for this because it doesn't require a lot of skill, just a little bit of balance. All right, so we're going to take our right hand to the kettlebell by pushing our hips back, bending our knees, and then come on down to that kettlebell handle. Try to do your best to not lean over to the right, but keep your shoulders and hips nice and square. Stand up with that kettlebell all the way up. Great job. Now, the longer we hold this kettlebell in our right hand, the harder our left oblique is going to have to work to keep us upright and balanced. Now I want you to march. Bring your left leg up. Hold it there. Good. Now switch. This one's going to be even harder. Right leg up. Hold it there. And switch. Back to the left. And then the right. You know the drill. We're going to do about 6 more marches. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to set the kettlebell down the exact same way that we picked it up, because any exercise starts as soon as you touch the kettlebell and it doesn't end until you set it down. So everything we do, we want to make sure we're super mindful, super respectful of our weight. Okay, kettlebell over to the left of your left foot. Feet are going to be pretty close together. Narrow stance. Push your hips back. Go ahead and grab that kettlebell handle. Try to keep your shoulders and your hips in alignment so you're not leaning over to one side. And now we're going to pick up that kettlebell, holding it to the outside of our left leg. Nice tension through your right arm, and march. Switch and switch. Switch. We do about 6 more. Hopefully you can feel your abs turning on, your obliques, creating tension all throughout your body. Both arms are nice and tight. Abs are engaged, chest is up. And let's do 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to park that kettlebell the same way we picked it up, all the way back to the floor with control, no leaning. Nice job. And then we're going to shake it out. So creating a lot of tension and then being able to shake it out. Okay. Was anyone in this call not here on Saturday? Wasn't here live? Okay, Rosie, anyone else? Okay. Cool. So we're going to do some swing review, but we're going to put it into like a little circuit. So this is not like on Rosie. This is for anyone that might not have watched the earlier training. I want to make it like fun. I want to review, but I want to progress too. So we're going to kind of hopefully loop it all together. We're going to do a deadlift first. Then we're going to do a swing drill. And then we're going to do a little bit of jumping. So I want you to stand right over the top of your kettlebell. We're making that letter H with your feet and the kettlebell. So your feet are straight forward and the handle is kind of at the same spot as the arches of your feet. Now we're going to push our hips back, hands to your hips, push them back. From the side, we want our shoulders to be higher than our hips and our hips to be higher than our knees. So if you're in this position, that's not going to work. So shoulders higher than your hips. Now we want to come down low enough so that we can grab that kettlebell handle. Break that kettlebell handle. What that's doing is you're breaking it like a stick, and that's pulling your shoulders down and away from your ears. We should have a ton of tension into the floor, gripping the floor with your feet, all wedged in there. And now let's stand up. Good. Exhale breath as you stand, and you're stiff as a board. So you got your quads, your glutes, your abs engaged, but your arms are relaxed. So we don't have straight arms here. Kettlebell is just resting against your body. Let's take an inhale breath. We're going to go all the way back to the floor. Tap the floor with that kettlebell. Exhale, stand up. Good. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale down, tap the floor. Nice neutral neck. Exhale, stand up. Eyes are forward, looking at the wall in front of you. Again, inhale down. Exhale up. Last one. Inhale down. Exhale up. And we're going to park that kettlebell all the way to the ground. Okay. So since we're talking about breathing and we were breathing in that deadlift, it's an exhale when you're exerting the most amount of effort. So when we're picking something up off the floor, the act of picking it up is going to be the most exertive point. Now in the swing, that changes a little bit. The most exertive point in the kettlebell swing is when we're coming from the back swing into the stand position. So we're going to practice just hiking the kettlebell up to our hips and then parking it. Let me show you. We're going to tip that kettlebell back, break the handle like a stick, make sure our lats are nice and packed. My right lat is giving me a cramp right now. We're going to make sure our abs are engaged, our neck is neutral. We're going to hike all the way into our hips, and then we're going to park. Hike, park, hike, park, hike, park, hike, and park. Okay, so I forgot to tell you guys this cue on Saturday. It's your crotch, you can touch it cue. So when we're hiking into our hips, watch from the front. It's my body, I can touch it. Maybe that's a gentler way of saying it. It's your body, you can touch it. So when you hike up, you're going to get your forearms all the way into your inner thighs. There is literally light shining behind me. So when I hike into my hips, you shouldn't be able to see that light between my body and the kettlebell. And my breathing is inhale breath as I hike up, and then kind of being relaxed when I set it back down. So I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and do 5 hike and parks, and go ahead and start when you're ready. Rosie, you have a roundness in your back that I want you to take out. So you're like this in your setup. I want you to think about proud chest. Pull your chest forward. That's going to help straighten your back. Yes. Beautiful. Don't ever change that. Perfect. Hike up. Good. Eyes are going to be sort of like 3, 4, 5 feet in front of your kettlebell. So kind of looking down at that drawer. Good, Tatiana, hiking up really high, all the way up. Okay, Mary, so when you're hiking up, you're like standing up, you're straightening out your legs. Keep those knees bent on that hike portion. So give me another one. Yeah, better. Yep, don't lose that. Good, Tanya. Nice job. All the way up and in. Christine, do you mind giving me like 2 more? Because I didn't get to see any from you. Keep your knees bent, just like I told Mary. Yeah, keep those better. Yes. Nice job. Okay, go ahead and relax, you guys. Shake out those legs. Shake them out. And we're going to move on. So I want you to just jump rope. You don't have to have a jump rope. I'm not using one. We're just going to kind of bounce on our feet. Yeah. And if it doesn't feel good to bounce on your feet, you can always come to a wall and you can just do some calf raises up and down calf raises. It's going to train your calves. It's going to get your ankles ready for jumping at some point. And we're just going to do some fast calf raises. I don't know, like 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1, and we're going to rest. Okay, now we're going to go into the dead stop swing. I like the dead stop swing for conditioning because it's really freaking hard. We're going to hike all the way up into our hips. We're going to swing 1 time, and then we're going to park it. So we're going to get to that good setup position. Hips back, shoulders higher than your hips higher than your knees, packing your shoulders and your lats, abs engaged. We're going to hike all the way up and in, trying to keep our hips right where they are. Inhale, breath. Exhale, swing, catch at your hips and park it back down. So it's and before anybody grabs their kettlebell, let's do an air kettlebell swing together, that dead stop swing. So we're in our hike pass position. Hike to your hips. Inhale, breath on the hike. Exhale, stand, get to that standing plank. Now catch back at your hips, catch at your hips, place it back down. Again, inhale, breath, hike. Exhale, swing, catch at your hips, place it down. 1 more time. Inhale, breath, hike up, swing, catch at your hips, and place it back down. All right, shake out those legs. So now let me see you do 5 dead stop swings. So the hike, the full swing, catch at your hips, place it down. So it's 5 all separated out, and take your time on that setup. We don't want to rush the setup, and we want to start thinking about our breath. Good, Christine. It's your body. You can touch it. Hike more higher up into your body. Better. Try not to break that string. Good, Rosie. Good. Nice job standing up nice and tall at the top. That's a great stand position. Go, Tatiana. Nice. Good job. So, Tatiana, try not to break at your hips. Try to stay in that plank position even sooner. The kettlebell is going to come back to you. Eventually, you're going to have to move your hips out of the way, but play a little bit more chicken with the kettlebell. Good job, Angela. Nice job. Here we go, Tatiana. Better. Good. All right. Shake it out, you guys. Let's shake it out. And go back to your whatever version of jump rope you were doing, either just bouncing or doing some fast calf raises. We're going to do this for about 15 seconds, and then I'm going to give you a little bit more instruction. So now we're going to go to the regular swing, the continuous swing, and we're going to start with 5 reps. So let's do an air kettlebell swing together. Air kettlebell swing together. So we're going to start in our setup position, and I'm going to give an extra emphasis on the breath, right? So we're in our setup position, have our lats packed, shoulders away from your ears, all wedged in there. You're nice and tight, creating tension all throughout your body. Inhale, breath. Hike all the way up into your hips, like my forearms are touching my inner thighs. Exhale. I'm exhaling as the kettlebell's coming away from my body. I'm in super, super slow motion. Now the kettlebell's traveling back towards our hips. Inhale, breath into your strength position. Exhale. As soon as that kettlebell starts flying away from your hips, that's the exhale. Hold it here as long as you can. You're in your plank. The kettlebell's coming back. Inhale, breath into the strength. Exhale into your stand. You want to get to that plank with your legs as fast as possible. The kettlebell is going to follow. Coming back to your hips. Inhale, breath. Exhale. As the kettlebell's floating away from your body, hit that exhale. Hands back to your hips, and let's go ahead and theoretically park the air kettlebell. So I'm going to show you 5. Sometimes the AirPods like cancel out the noise of my power breathing, but your power breathing is coming from your belly. As you're doing that power breathing, your body, like your abs are going to be flexing. So the point of the kettlebell swing where you want the power is from here to here. So that's when we got to get super tense and push that air out as the kettlebell is coming up and away. For years, I was breathing up here. It's too late. You already missed the opportunity. You got to breathe sooner as the kettlebell's traveling away from your body. So let me show you 5, and then I want to see 5. So we're in our setup position. Ready to go. Here we go. So breathing, thinking about the breathing, thinking about the timing. Okay, I'm going to remove my pin. Good, Christine. That kettlebell was a lot higher up in your hips. Okay, everybody but Christine, because she needs to rest. Go ahead and get your 5 swings. Rosie, faster out of that stand. Sorry, faster from the backswing to the stand. Good, Mary. Nice job. Good, Rosie. Go ahead and park it. Okay, Angela, I'm having a hard time seeing you because your room is like blue, but will you do another set? Stand all the way up at the top of the swing. Get those legs straight, knees straight, glutes engaged. There you go. Much better. Good. Good. Go ahead and park it. Tanya, will you do another set? I didn't get to watch you either. I'm losing you. I just see the horizon of the earth. Okay, let's do some pogo hops and then we'll do another set. And then I would love for some of you guys to move on and progress to the single arm swing. So let's get 15 seconds of some pogo hops. Pogo, pogo. Or the calf raise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, on this set, a lot of you guys were doing more than 5 anyways. On this set, go ahead and do 10 continuous swings. 10 continuous swings. Is anyone brave enough to unmute themselves so I can hear you breathe? Mary, I nominate you. Good, Rosie. Nice job. Get out of that backswing. Beautiful.
But I'll breathe out. So it's
Okay.
now I'm confused.
Oh, yeah.
Inhaling when I'm
As the kettlebell is coming back to your
okay.
hips, you're going to inhale.
Inhale,
And
got
then
it.
you're going to exhale.
Got it.
As soon as you thrust your hips forward and that kettlebell is leaving your body, that's when you're going to exhale. Christine, that was a really good set. Good job. Yay. Good, Mary. I can't hear your breath, but I could see the power that was coming in that first rep. And I think it was because of your breathing. Good job. Get your 10. All right, Tanya, I can see you. Knees bent, good. Good position. Nice job. And then as soon as you start swinging, you disappear. So sad. All right, you guys, go ahead and breathe, shake it out. Do you guys want to practice more? Raise your hand if you want to practice more two-hand swings. Or I'll give you an option. The other option is right now, move on to the single arm swing. So put up one finger if you want to keep on working on regular swings, and then put up two fingers if you want to go single arm swing.
While you're taking votes, can I ask a question?
Yeah, please.
So the single arm swing is going to work upper body. Is that the difference, or
No.
what is the difference?
It's the same muscles that are going to be working. The single arm swing, you're just holding onto the kettlebell with one arm instead of two. And a lot of people I know have like a pretty light kettlebell. So I think the single arm swing, they're going to be able to use their same kettlebell for that single arm swing. It's just a variation of the swing. Like the swing is great. And then we have like, 10 swing variations that we can do. And the single arm swing translates to learning the single arm clean, the single arm snatch. So like the swing is good. The single arm swing is like one more step closer to being able to do more advanced training like the clean and the snatch, which are technically still foundational exercises, but are like more technical than even the swing is.
So it works out your muscles more so.
It's gonna be more core.
Or core.
And it's going to train your like core more, but it's still like a lower body exercise.
Got it.
Mary, do you have a question?
Well, I found it amusing that for one, if you want to do a two-arm swing, and two, if you want to do a one-arm
I know
swing.
in my brain it was all twisted up. I know.
It's okay.
I 100% agree.
I could get
Should we do that again?
Fat right here. I'd have abs. I mean, I have abs.
Okay.
I have a six-pack. So
let's do two fingers if you want to keep working the two-hand swing, and then one finger if you want to work a single arm swing. Okay. So that's mostly ones that I see. Is that okay with people? Angela, I would love to see you continue working your two-hand swing, Angela. So keep working the two-hand swing. Everybody else, follow me to the single arm swing tutorial. And we're going to start with the hike and park. Actually, sorry, we're going to start with the single arm deadlift. So when you're setting up for your deadlift, typically we're just standing right over the top of our kettlebell. For our single arm deadlift, we're just going to kind of put the kettlebell a little bit closer to our right foot. That way it's going to help us keep our shoulders and hips square. The single arm swing and the single arm deadlift are anti-rotation exercises. That's why they're working our core, is because we don't want to twist into it and then untwist. We want to stay square through our shoulders and our hips all the way through. So you can take your hands to your hips, put your right hand on the kettlebell, make sure that shoulder is packed, right? So from the side, not out here, we're doing that shrug and then anti-shrug to get that lat engaged. Your shoulder is still higher than your hips are still higher than your knee, and you're just going to pick up that weight. So the kettlebell is resting right in front of your right leg. We're going to inhale back to the floor. Exhale up. Let's do 5. So we got 4 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. Gripping the floor with those feet. Let's do 2 more. And then 1 more. Inhale down. Exhale up. And let's park that kettlebell. And we're going to shake it out, creating tons of tension in our legs, our hip flexors, our lats. So now we're just going to shake it out. And now we're going to set the kettlebell inside our left foot, push those hips back, grab on the kettlebell with your left hand, pack your shoulder. I like to just go right hand has tension and it's out in front of us, like in a fist. And then we can stand up that kettlebell. We'll do 5 on the left. And we're going to park it. Okay, so the single arm swing still works those same muscles, your glutes, your hamstrings, your hip flexors, your quads. your core. I would say your core a little bit more than even a two-hand swing. Yes, we're holding on to the kettlebell with one arm, but still it's a lower body exercise because we're not raising the kettlebell with our arm. We're powering the swing with our legs, and we still have an arm that is a rope with a hand. So our hand is holding on to the kettlebell, but it's not doing the work. It's doing a little bit more work than we would if we had two hands, but still not all the work. So our setup position, we're going to make that same triangle that we made with our regular kettlebell swing. The kettlebell is going to be to the right of a normal triangle, just a hair. Like only you're going to notice that because you're standing right behind the kettlebell, but no one else can even really tell. When we hike into the hip, we're going to hike all the way into our inner thigh. Notice how I didn't hike into the middle of my body. It's still to the right. That way I can keep this anti-rotation between shoulders and hips, and then standing all the way up, coming back to our hip and parking it down. So we're going to do that same hike and park that we did with the two-hand kettlebell swing. With your free hand, we're going to be using that free hand for momentum. So it's not going to be any more confusing than it is right now. In the hike and park, you're going to have that left hand in front of you. As you hike the kettlebell into your right leg, into your hip, this free hand is going to swing back. So it's going to look like this. I'm taking an inhale breath, throwing that left arm back, hopefully not raising my hips too much. Let's do 3 hike and parks on the right, shake it out, and then do 3 hike and parks on the left. Good job, Rosie, keeping those hips right where you want them to be. Good, Christine, throwing that arm back. Mary, do something with your other arm. So it's going to be out in front of you, and then you're going to swing it back. Good, Tatiana. So Angela, you can still work on the two-hand hike and park. So 2 hands on the bell, hike and park. Yeah, good. Just keep working that. So Mary, opposite. Yeah, there you go. Good. Think when the kettlebell goes back, that free arm goes back. When the kettlebell comes up, the free hand goes up too. Okay, so let's move on. You did say 3 or so hike and parks on each side. So now let's do an air single arm dead stop swing. So if our right hand had the kettlebell, you're in your hike pass position. You guys can do this with me. Free hand is kind of in front of your body. You're going to hike with your right arm. Your left arm is going to throw back. Then as you stand, I like to keep, for beginners, I like to keep both arms straight, and I like to think about the kettlebell hand meeting the free hand at the top. Then both arms are going to swing back. One's going to swing into your body. The other one's going to swing away and then come back up. Oh, I said a dead stop swing. Sorry, we're going to park it. Back to your hips, park it down. Let's do 3. So hike, swing, back to your hip, and park it. Again, hike, swing, back to your hip, and park it. Shake it out. Let's do it on the left too. So we're in our hike pass position. Now your left hand's gonna have the kettlebell. Right hand is in front of you. You're gonna hike your kettlebell up into your left thigh. Right hand goes back, swing. Back to your hip, and park it. Hike, swing, back to your hip, and park it. One more time, hike, swing, back to your hip, and park it. When you do the continuous swing, it's not so confusing with your arms, but the dead stop swing, it does get to be like a little bit of a lot. So let's try 3 with the kettlebell, and it's going to be the dead stop swing. So 3 with your kettlebell, dead stop swing. So we're going to get into our hike pass position, our setup position. And let's get the first one. Go. Again, throw that arm back. One more. Woo! Shake it out. And then we're going to do 3 on the other side when you're ready. Hike, swing, park, hike, swing, park. One more. Good. Brains aren't exploding. Love it. Mary said, I don't know about that. The reason why we use that free arm, and for years I really didn't, it was just kind of flailing in the wind, is because we can generate like a lot. I don't know what the exact percentage is, but we're generating more power by using that free hand to our advantage. If it's just like, flapping around in the wind, it's not doing anything for us. But if we can use that free hand, think about how much more snappy and zippy and more power we can get out of that swing. Okay, let's do a continuous swing. Let me demo it for you. I'm going to do 5 on the right. I'm going to park it, shake it out a little bit, do 5 on the left, and then I'm going to watch you guys do it too. So I'm setting up on my right side, continuous swing now. So once you hike, that free hand is going to be going back and coming up with the kettlebell. Here we go. What I see from people on a single arm swing is their kettlebell arm takes them out. See how I'm disconnected here through my shoulders and my hips? They are not square anymore. So try not to let the kettlebell pull you out in front. You still want to be in that good plank position here, even though you're only holding on with one hand. All right, let me show you on the left, and then I'll let you guys rip it. Okay. Would love to see 5 on the right in that setup position. Good, Christine. Stand up nice and tall, getting those legs straight. Good, Mary. Good, Rosie. Swing that arm back, though. Good, Tatiana. Keep that kettlebell higher up on your body, higher in the backswing, above your knees, above that string. Tatiana, you can do continuous swings if you want to, just from the hip right back into the next swing. From your hip right into the next. Good. Good. There you go. You're still getting like dangerously close to the floor with that kettlebell. Still keep it high above your knees in the backswing. And then Mary, your arms were a little bit like off. So you're kind of swinging here. So you want to make sure both arms are coming up at the same time, and then both arms are coming back at the same time. So if you can get that first swing, that free hand swinging back, then you can probably get into that nice rhythm. Good, Angela, but your free hand needs to go back too. There you go, Rosie. You got the backswing now. Nice job. Okay, you guys, when you're done with your set, go ahead and park it and shake it out. I want to play around with like a little bit of you go, I go, and I'm going to break you up into 2 groups. So Angela, group 1, Tanya, group 2, Christine, group 1, Tatiana, group 2, Rosie, group 1, Mary, group 2, Janice, group 1, and that's everyone. Okay, so group 1's gonna go. You're gonna do, if you're gonna do a 2-hand swing, so 2 hands on the kettlebell, you're going to do 10 swings. If you're doing a single arm swing, you're going to do 5 on the right, you're going to park it, reset, and you're going to do 5 on the left. So everyone's going to do 10 swings. The single arm swing people is going to take a little bit longer because they're parking it and resetting it from one side to the other. So group one's going to go. When group one is done, we'll take about 10 seconds. Group two is going to go. We'll go back and forth and we're going to do 3 sets. So you choose if you want to work on your 2-hand swing or your single arm swing. Try your best to connect your breath, exhaling as the kettlebell's on the way up, inhaling as the kettlebell is coming back down towards you. Okay, on me. So group one, you're all going to get set together. If you're doing a single arm swing, just get set on your own for the second set. Okay, everyone's ready. Janice is ready. 3. This is just group 1. 2, 1, get your swings. Group 1 only, get your swings. Standing all the way up, Angela. Get those legs straight at the top. Good, Rosie. Good, Janice. Eyes down a little bit at the bottom of the swing. So you're not, there you go, better. Good, Christine. Once you get your 10, go ahead and park that kettlebell. Nice job, Janice. Woo! All right, once you get 10, park it, shake it out, breathe. Group 2, ready to go, itching to go. 3, 2, 1, get your 10, either 5 on each side or 10 with 2 hands. Make sure you're still standing all the way up, Mary. Get to that plank. Get to that plank. Don't forget about the foundation of the swing. Good job, Tanya. Way to go, Tatiana. Looking strong, looking strong. We got single arm swings. We got 2-hand swings. If you're doing a single arm swing, go ahead and get reset on the left side. Get those hips down, Mary. Bend your knees. There you go. Keep them there on the hike. Good. Connecting your arms, swinging back, swinging up, using that power breath. Tatiana, do something with that right arm. Swing it back, swing it up. Swing it back, swing it up. All right, shake it out, rest and breathe. Good, there you go. Group 1, it's your turn. Group 1, here we go. 3, 2, 1, get your 10. Janice is working on 2-hand swings and single arm swings. Love that. Love that. Good job, Christine. I like the intensity. I like the power. Once you get your 5, reset and do 10 on the other side. Make sure you're breathing. Nice job. Standing up nice and tall. We got that plank position at the top. Good work. Yes. Okay, Rosie, when you go to park it, make sure you always like catch at your hips and then place it back down the same way that you picked it up. I saw you kind of like, so catch and then park. That's how a lot of people.
I think it was time for me to do it, and then I was like, clumsy at it.
You're like, how do I get rid of this bell?
Hey, what do I do?
Totally get it. Okay, group 2, set 2. Ready? Begin. You got it. Use that free hand. Stand all the way up, Mary. Get those quads engaged at the top. Good job, Tanya. Doing good with your timing. Better with that neck, keeping it neutral all the way through. Good job, Tatiana. Nice work. Get your 5. Take a breath. And then get the next 5. Beautiful. Great job. After you guys are done, we're going to do one more set, group 1 and group 2. And then if you guys have questions about your swings, I want to make sure we get those questions answered. And then we'll cool down stretch. All right, group 1, 3, 2, 1. Go for your swings. Go for your swings. Good, Christine. Don't be in a rush to get to the backswing. Let the gravity bring the kettlebell towards you. Good, Angela. Better on the stand, standing all the way up. Good, Rosie. Let's go, Janice. Woo! Beautiful. Just watch your neck in the backswing position. Eyes kind of down on the floor a little bit more. Good. Yep. And then nice and neutral position at the top. Rosie, swing that arm back. Yeah, that's it. Nice job. All right, once group 1 is done, you're going to shake it out, breathe, and then group 2, last set. On you, on you. Everybody watching the recording, I hope you just gave yourself a position, group 1 or 2. All right, hit it. Nice job, friends. 5 on each side. Good, Mary. Looking better already. Good, 5 and 5. Nice job, Tanya, getting to that nice, strong plank position at the top. Great work. Beautiful job. Okay, questions. Questions about swings in particular? How do you guys feel? No brains exploded. 0 exploding brains. Okay, great job. Love it. Please know that you can unmute and ask questions at any point. Okay, I see some people are unmuted. Share.
Um, with the single
Single arm swing.
kettlebell swing, is that with the lightweight is fine? Did I understand that
So
correctly?
how is are you using like a 15? What are you using?
Yeah, that was 15.
Yeah, that's fine for now. That's fine for now.
Okay.
Typically, I could see you like is when you get that kettlebell higher up above your knees for sure, consistently. I could see you single arm swinging a 20 fairly easily, and then a 25 once you get confident with that. I don't see any problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah. That
So,
I wanted to teach the single arm swing though, because I know a lot of people are swinging pretty light, and I think a single arm swing with a lighter kettlebell is going to feel a little bit more, the timing is going to feel a little bit more appropriate than when you have 2 hands on like a pretty light kettlebell. And I think I
so
just want to expose you guys to the next thing.
yes. And my problem is my 15-pound kettlebell is pretty old. I've had it for a few years, and I've seen online different types of kettlebells. And
Hmm.
there's one that's like a sand bell. What is
Hmm.
what's your
Don't
thought on
get
this?
that. Don't get that.
Okay, I
So
like to get a professional opinion.
it honestly, like, I don't care about the age of a kettlebell. Like, I have kettlebells that
Yeah.
are super old and they're totally fine. Like, if they get dinged and they get dented, like, it doesn't matter. I prefer a cast iron kettlebell. I think yours has like a plastic enamel on the outside, which is fine, especially if you're going to use them at home so that you don't like chip your flooring. But the handle should not have plastic on it. You want it to have some sort of like, it should be metal or powder coated.
Mhm.
Otherwise, if it's like super plasticky and you can feel like a seam on it and stuff, it's gonna chew up your hands and like not feel super good. I'm not a fan of sand kettlebells because like, is the sand moving in the kettlebell? What's happening? And I'm also not a fan of the adjustable weight kettlebells because they tend to be weird sizes. And with hard style kettlebells, the ones that we're using primarily, or the ones that I use, like the kettlebell gets a little bit bigger the heavier it is. The adjustable weight ones, they end up being really long, and the weight is like kind of here on your forearm instead of here when you're doing like rack position. And it just to me doesn't feel great. I do have clients that have adjustable weight kettlebells and it does the job, but that's not my preference. I wouldn't buy one. I think people do it for maybe like a cost savings, like, oh, this can be 15 and 25 and 35 pounds. But I think in the long run, if you get super into kettlebells, you'll become like a kettlebell snob and be like, I wish I would have just like invested in the 15 and the 25 and the 35 because it's going to work better for movements like cleans and snatches and overhead presses where you're in that what's called single arm rack position. So right here.
Okay. Okay.
I
All
have
right.
a I have a guide, which maybe Stephanie could drop the link in the chat, but I have a guide. It's called the Kettlebell Starter System, and it kind of goes through like what kind of kettlebell you should look at buying. It has links. It has like what weight you could start at, like what's a good starter kit with kettlebells. And then I also have like my Amazon store link where I have like recommended brands. So I like on Amazon the Yes for All kettlebells because they're inexpensive and they're really good. Like they're powder coated. Yeah. When I need a kettlebell, I just buy those, but I have a lot, so I don't tend to need them very often.
Okay.
Tanya, did you have a question?
Uh, you pretty much covered it all.
Okay.
And
Rosie.
and
Oh
my
yeah, go ahead,
mom,
Tanya.
my mom basically kind of let me know because my mom worked with you when we
Yeah, I
were
love
in
Kathy.
Sacramento. Yeah, when we were in Sacramento. So
She's the
she kind of,
best.
yes, thank you. So she kind of
Hi,
filled me
Kathy.
in. She filled me in a little bit, and then you just answered some more of the questions that I had about like
Okay.
the kettlebells.
Yeah,
So,
totally. And I'll keep answering those too, because I think that literally is like the most frequent question I get is like, what kettlebell should I buy? And it's like hard, because everyone's different, but then also like at the end of the day, everyone's the same too. So most people I recommend like a lighter kettlebell or a pair of lighter kettlebells, like two 15s, and then a heavier kettlebell, like a 25. But if you're already
okay,
like super strong, then I might not recommend that for you. I might recommend like two 25s and a 35 or a 40 or something like that. So I kind of
okay,
go by like, how many push-ups can you do? If the answer is zero, I would start with like a couple 15s and a 25. If you can do 5 push-ups on your toes and then I would recommend something heavier.
okay,
So Stephanie dropped a link in the chat for the kettlebell starter system, and that includes like links to kettlebells and stuff like that.
okay, yeah, cool.
Cool. Rosie?
How for a beginner,
Yeah.
what do you recommend as in sets for a beginner that just finished with this class?
Yeah, like a set of kettlebells, or what do you mean? Oh,
No, sorry,
sets of swings.
yes, it's of swings.
It depends on, is your kettlebell 18 pounds?
15 pounds.
15 or 18?
15?
15. Okay. I would recommend sets of 10 and maybe working up to like 100 total. So
Okay.
like a set of, if you're doing like a single arm swing, do a set of 10, park it, rest, shake it out, do another set of 10, rest. And I think like doing a set every minute or even every 2 minutes is a good place to start because you want to give yourself time to recover so that your next set is also like powerful, not just like you're gassed and your form is starting to fall apart. But if you're wanting to work like power and strength, and there's also going to be some like cardiovascular demand on your body too, I would start with like, you know, 3 sets of 10 and then maybe work your way up to 100. And that would be
Okay.
a great sort of like conditioning block you could do after a strength workout, or just, if you go for a walk, get some swings in. Yeah.
Okay.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions about swings? Okay, so I'm gonna hop in back into the presentation. Wherever it is. Boop. Okay, present. All right, so we did our swing practice. And for those of you guys who are in the live call today, I would love to see you do some of the homework tomorrow. But for people that need to still like do the homework, I think that's enough. So you guys get to keep practicing with your breathing and your timing. But tomorrow's the last day. So review this first, and then if you want to submit some swings for homework, do. Um, but for sure, you guys that are in the live call, I think you can do it. Okay, so if you guys want to keep working on the foundational kettlebell movements beyond the swing, I am going to invite you to join the Kettlebell Foundations course. This is going to help you get super consistent with your training because we'll be learning, practicing, and improving 6 foundational kettlebell movements in 6 weeks. And this course is going to start on March 15th. We're going to do 2 workout sessions together per week. They'll be like this, where it's like a live training session, about 45 minutes long. And then I'll ask for you guys to be consistent with that. Maybe you'll have some homework assignments, especially if you can't be in the live classes that are going to be the same times as we ran this challenge, Saturday mornings and then Tuesday afternoons. And yeah, I'll ask for you guys to show me what we're working on so you can get feedback, even if you're not in the live training session. This course is for you if you want to work out with kettlebells, but you're not exactly sure what to do with them. Maybe you used to work out or go to the gym, but now you have other life priorities and your fitness and your training took a back seat. You want to make sure maybe that you don't hurt yourself because kettlebell training, it can be a lot. It's a little bit more technical than like just dumbbells. If you want to reignite your desire to work out because you know the benefits of getting stronger for longevity and all the things. Um, this course solves some common mistakes, including only focusing on cardio because you're not sure how or how often to strength train. Maybe you're not making strength and fitness progress because you're not following a system or tracking each workout, tracking your progress with each workout. Maybe you're just not being consistent because you're lacking the accountability, motivation, and community. Or maybe you're getting tricked into thinking workout fads are the way and not realizing that the foundational movements are actually the best thing for us. All right, so we use the BEST method in my training programs. It's an acronym. B stands for building muscle, strength, mobility, and cardiovascular fitness with the 6 foundational kettlebell movements: our swing, our Turkish get up, our clean, our squat, our press, and our snatch. Efficiency in training with one tool that does it all. So we already talked about maybe like 2 or 3 kettlebells would be a great starter kit for your kettlebell collection, if you will, in future. Like 2 lighter kettlebells and then 1 heavier kettlebell would be a great place to start. The S stands for simplifying training by following a progressive program. In this course, we'd be learning 1 new movement per week. So it's very digestible. You can feel like you're dialing in one thing before you move on to something else, but it'll all be wrapped into a full body workout each time. So once you know the swing, I'm not going to have to reteach the swing every week. You already know how to do it. So I'm going to focus on something else. And then we'll keep on layering in until at the end of 6 weeks, you feel pretty confident and able to continue your training with some consistency and feel good about it. We're going to track our progress. So I use like spreadsheets. I send out PDFs to show what's going on in the workout, which exercises we're tracking our progress, whether it be, increasing our weight or increasing our reps or just feeling better with the same weight and the same reps. But like maybe at the beginning of the system or of the course, it felt like a level 10 of your effort. And then after a week or 2 or 3, it feels like maybe an effort level of 6 or 7. So we're getting stronger. We're adapting to the workouts. We're constantly using a tracking system so that it's not a guess whether or not we're getting stronger or more fit. We can literally see it in our tracking sheets, how we're feeling, how we're doing, the progress that we're making. Our course calendar for the Kettlebell Foundations course is going to be week 1. We're going to go back to the swing and just keep on keeping on. I've been working on my kettlebell swing for like 9 years and I'm still not done. Week 2, we're going to do the Turkish get up, which is a full body exercise that I like to use as an extension of the warm up. It just kind of keeps everything nice and like our core, our legs, our shoulder stability. It's a great exercise. It's really great for training people how to get up from the ground and be able to stand up and get back down. So it's really great for mobility. The clean is just getting the kettlebell up into this intermediate position called the rack position, but you would not believe how difficult of a time people have doing this well. It's just a little bit different with a kettlebell than it is with a dumbbell. So working on the clean, working on the squat in week 4, the overhead press in week 5, and then the kettlebell snatch in week 6, which is kind of like a kettlebell swing and an overhead press that had a baby. That's the kettlebell snatch, and that's the most advanced exercise we're going to do in the foundations course. All right, so this is my friend Caitlin. She just ran a half marathon a short time ago. She's been in my program for a year or 2, and she just says, it's incredible, increased my strength, fixed so many areas, my back and knee issues, and gotten me excited about strength workouts again. This is Shauna. She was working out at a gym, but wasn't super consistent with it. She had kettlebells at her house from, putting together a home gym during COVID. And now she's actually using it So she's been able to get super consistent. She travels a lot for work. So being able to do anything anywhere has really been a game changer for her, changed her confidence. And the best part is she's doing this with supportive, like-minded individuals. And then this is my friend Ashley. She's been in my program for a couple years. She's absolutely shredded. She used to be a cardio bunny, yoga and cardio. And so she kind of focused on strength training. She's super strong. And now she has very ripped abs, and I'm jealous. She said, I'm proud of how strong I've become and how much confidence I've gained. On top of that, I've built some really incredible friendships that I cherish. And these are just three examples, you guys. I work with men, women, they're not just in their 30s, but 40s, 50s, beyond. So yeah, I'd love to have you guys join the system, join the foundations course, and get consistent and get strong, fit, all the things. So yeah, if you want to keep training, you can do so with me, and I'd be happy to lead you. All right, so this course begins March 15th. It's normally $249, but for the foundations or the challenge participants, it's priced at $199, and that early pricing is going to expire on March 9th. So just for, let's see, today's the 4th. So for 5 days, it's on sale for $199. I do have 2 pay pricing available. And if you enroll by March 5th, which is tomorrow, you're going to receive a bonus. And that bonus is going to be free access to my fall nutrition challenge, which is called Clean Up to Lean Out. It's a 28-day nutrition challenge where we just kind of dial in our calories, our protein, our fiber, and our water for your own specific nutrition goals. And it's been a super fun, successful program. So if you join by March 5th, you'll get free access to the next time I run that, which will probably be in August or September. Again, the deadline for early pricing is March 5th. And then the link, if you guys want to learn more, I'll send it out in an email, but the link is reachfit.net, Kettlebell Foundations course. And maybe Stephanie can put that in the chat too. She probably already did.
Yeah, she already did. It's in there.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna do, Stephanie is gonna spin some names. Do you want to unmute yourself, Stephanie? With the caveat that Tatiana already won a prize, and then 2 other people, but they're not in this call, so we should be good. So the prize, you guys like, what's the prize? The prize is gonna be, I have this Power Up recipe guide that has like 38 recipes for breakfast, lunch, dinner. They're high protein and lower calories, so they work really well for pre and post workout and just generally eating healthier and being able to fuel your body for really good training. So when you eat well, you feel better, you're able to like maximize your training and just get even better results and an even better performance during your training session. Okay, Stephanie, you want to draw 3 names or spin?
Yep, I'm spinning
Okay.
now.
Okay, she's here. She's spinning.
All right, the first winner is Angela.
Yay, Angela. It's so anticlimactic. We can't even see the wheel. You're like the
I mean,
Wizard of Oz.
I could share it maybe. All right. You want me to go for the second person?
Yeah, go for the second person.
All right, second person is Tanya.
Tanya. Congrats. She's so excited. Okay. Third person.
All right,
Last
third person
one.
is Christina.
Yay. Is it Christine or Christina?
Christine. Oh, Christine. Sorry, I typed it in
Christine.
wrong.
Okay.
Christine.
All good. I just want to make sure. Okay, so Tanya, Angela, and Christine. Okay, it's digital product, so I'm going to email you guys that today or tomorrow, and you can have at it.
Come
Okay,
in.
awesome. Yay. All right, friends. So if you have questions, I will stay on for as long as you want. I would love to answer your questions, hang out, have a
I
good
have a
time, have a
question.
glass of wine.
I
Thank
wish.
you for everything.
You're so welcome. Who had a
Bye.
question?
I have a question.
Oh, yes, Mary.
So I do cardio 3 days a week. On
Yep.
Wednesday nights, I square dance for 3.5 hours,
Okay.
and Thursday night for just 2 hours.
Okay.
So
Is that on top of your cardio?
yeah, in addition. So I get like
Okay, in addition. So three
over
cardio
a
days
thousand
and
calories, movement calories on Wednesday nights. And Thursday night I'm just trash, but it's another thing.
yeah,
So I know I need to do strength training because I haven't in a long time, and I have good reasons why kettlebells are wonderful.
yeah.
So is 2 days a week enough? Tuesday, Thursday enough? Or should I now Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday?
For strength
Or
training?
yeah,
I think 2 days is a great place to start.
okay.
And if you want to see more results, then I would add a third day. But 2 days is a great sort of general rule and about 45 minutes doing like total body workout. So that's going to be the best thing for the majority of people is working total body, trying to get, heavy-ish, challenging weight. I hate to say heavy because like what's heavy, but challenging for you weights, doing compound exercises like squats, push-ups, overhead presses, not just like bicep curls and tricep kickbacks, but like things that work your whole body. 2 days per week is like a minimum what we should be doing. If you're going to do more than that, that's great. It's great that you're already doing cardio because we should also be incorporating like 100. I'll speak to that, Christine. We should also be doing about 150 minutes of moderate cardiovascular exercise per week. So if you're doing like intense sprinting, then you don't need to do 150 minutes of it. But if you're doing like a brisk walk, then yes, 150 minutes per week. So you can break that down 30 minutes, 5 days a week. And on top of that, you should also be strength training 2 times a week. This is just baseline, like research, CDC, all the
My
things.
my cardiovascular
Compound,
my cardiovascular is already in the exceptional range for my age, so I could probably
perfect.
knock back
Yeah,
a
knock back a little bit of your Stairmaster. And
oh, it's so much
so
fun though.
yeah, you get the endorphins. The compound lifts are going to be exercises that work like multi joints. So when I was explaining like a bicep curl, it's just your elbows, or a tricep kickback, just your elbows again. So a compound lift is going to be something like a squat because you're moving your hips and your knees and you're stabilizing a weight right here. A deadlift, same thing, full body exercise. An overhead press, it's your shoulder joint and your elbow. Say a row, it's going to be your elbow and your shoulder once again. So it's the foundational exercises are the compound movements as well. So lunges, squats, deadlifts, single leg deadlifts, push-ups, rows, overhead presses, uh, all that good stuff. Cool. What else? Love it. Any other questions, you guys? No? All right. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so homework assignment is going to be send a set of single arm swings or two hand swings for some final feedback on your form. Really emphasize, I'm hoping that the setup is dialed in. I'm hoping the back swing is dialed in. The top of the swing is dialed in. Now we're just focusing on that breath coming at the right time and the timing of the kettlebell swing, being patient from the top of the swing to the back swing, and then being very impatient to get those hips through to extension coming up to the top of the swing. All right, you guys, it's been so fun working with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.